Hello and welcome to day 45 of the 1000 days of Nocode challenge. You might have seen when you're using a social media application or any application, when you move from one section to another section, the URL keeps changing. Do you know what are those? Now, these are called URL parameters. When the user moves from one section to another or one page to another, you might want to send some details from here to there so that the app already has the context. Now, in the previous video, we covered forgot password. You might wonder, how did Bubble know this is for a particular user when you came on the reset password page? Because you didn't have to enter the email ID there, right? And if you closely observe the URL that opened up, it has something called reset equals to and a number. And that number tells Bubble who the user is and for which user the password needs to be reset. Today, we will learn URL parameters and see how do we navigate from the options that we have added on the left menu. It's a super flexible feature that we can add to our app, allowing the users to move from one section to another or one page to another without losing context. So, let's get started. Firstly, to understand what is URL parameters, let's go to Google and search for anything. Now see the URL. It has google.com/search $Q equal to cake and some more parameters. These are URL parameters. And when you give this particular link to anybody, they'll be able to see the same result. Let's try this out in the incognito mode. You can see the same result, right? So let's understand how do we create URL parameters and how do we use that in our application. For bookmarked, profile and logout, we have added the workflow. And home is where all the tweets will be shown. But when we click on explore or notification, we have not added any workflows. Let's add to dummy group. Okay, and this is called explore. Let's get this over here. Now keep in mind, we have not made this page responsive yet. We will do that very soon. And this will not be visible on page load. Likewise, I'll copy paste and I'll bring this also at the same level. Call this as notifications. Now let's give some background color to this. Okay, this group has gone inside. Let's get it outside. And explore group, let's add some background as well. Okay, just so that we can see when the color changes. Now what I'll do is I'll go to notifications, put a condition because this is not visible on page load. So let's go to conditional, define another condition and search for get. And you have something called get data from page URL. Select that. We have parameter here. Type is by default parameter. Parameter name can be view and type can be text. I'll close this and I'll say is notification. Then this will be visible. Copy this, go to explore, paste the condition and change this to explore. Now let's hide this to group. Okay, so that we can work on this particular thing here. Let's quickly add this one, this and this elements in a group. Let's make it as fixed for now. Okay, we don't want this to be shown when we are in notifications or explore section. So let's go to layout, let's go to condition and paste the same condition that we copied previously, and click on this is and change it to is not empty, and uncheck this checkbox. Okay, we should group them all together and then work on it, but we have already started, so let's quickly check this. Right, so we have group notification, we have group explore, we have group F. Right, one of this will be shown. Let's check. Now the last thing that we have to do is, when we click on explore, come to appearance, add workflow, and go to navigation, go to the page, and the page will be the same, that is tweet. Now we want to send more parameters to the page, and this will be view, and click besides this click, okay, not on click, and add explore. Right, copy the same thing, go to notifications, add workflow, and paste it. Just change this to notification. Right, let's go and check if it is notifications or notification. So go here, check this, it is notification. Right, similarly we can also add a condition to this one, okay, not to be visible, but to make the background color slightly darker. Okay, copy this, go to explore, add the same condition, change this to explore. Okay, and when home is active, we need to do the same thing, that is get view from page URL is not empty, and on home what we have to do is we have to add this condition, make this as not empty, and when it is not empty, we want to give it a normal color, which is EB, but otherwise it should be this color. So I'm going to copy this, go over here and paste it over here, while if it is not empty, then we will make it as EB. So to see how this works, let me log in as abcd@ritesh1.com. So by default you can see that home is grayed. When I click on explore, this group is shown, and explore button here comes with a darker background, and when I click on notification, the other group is shown and this becomes dark, and you can see it over here, the view is getting changed. Right, let me remove this, and the question mark debug mode equals to true. Okay, this is nothing but URL parameters. Okay, so if I go to explore, we have this, if we click on notification, we have this, but home we have not added. Let's add that quickly. So when we go to home, we were only resetting the main group, but let's go to the page and select tweet. We are not sending in any parameters, we want it to be empty. The beauty of this is when you refresh, you will still stay in the notification section because that is added in the URL parameters. Now I can go to explore, this comes. If I click on home, then this comes. Isn't this beautiful? You don't have to hide and show and all of that. You can just play around with URL parameters. And that's how you can use URL parameters to navigate from one section to another or one page to another without losing the context. This feature keeps your workflows efficient and gives users a more dynamic experience without complicating things. Go ahead and use this. You'll be surprised how much this will simplify things. And I'll see you in the next one.